All right, Mustafa Barghouti, please stay with us for the moment. I want to turn now to Baria Alamuddin, who's here in the studio with us. How is the Arab world likely to react? And I'm thinking particularly here of Egypt, which has been a major player in the Palestinian struggle or cause with Israel over the last number of years.
You know, of course, it will be with great concern because, as you know, the situation inside Palestine is not very stable. Israel is not allowing any stability to happen, as you know. And, of course, Arafat has not named an obvious successor. But as Mr. Barghouti is saying, I think it is very clear what methods should be followed. And it's clear in the Constitution, if indeed elections are being allowed to take place in a free way and in a peaceful way, I should add, then there is no reason why the Palestinians cannot choose amongst many, many good leaders in the Palestinian
community. Who do you believe that Egypt in particular would like to see take over after Yasser Arafat, assuming he recovers, of course? But
I think it would be very dangerous for me to name somebody that I think Egypt would not want to name somebody, but I have, you know, in mind many, many names of many good Palestinians, very well educated, who have worked in the struggle, who have, you know, been in the ministers with Arafat's cabinet, and at this point I really would not like to speculate. I only wish and hope that Mr. Arafat will recover very quickly. Let
me return to you, Mustafa Barghouti, if you're still on the line there in Ramallah. There are a number of possible successors to Yasser Arafat. Now, you say the procedure is very clear for elections following Yasser Arafat's death, if that were to happen on this occasion. But let me ask you, there are those who also say that it would take years for one certain leader to emerge. Can Palestinians afford to wait that long?
Well, I do not think so, because you don't have to imitate or reproduce a leader like Mr. Arafat. He carries in himself great symbolic value and a long history, but I think Palestinians have opted in general for a democratic system, and the democratic system means that they will have elections every 4 years, and that people will have to compete for the position, and the best people who represent the best interest of the people probably will be elected. So I think the issue here is not about having a personal role of one particular person as large as it was before, but what we need is really clear systems. I personally believe that the only peace that can prevail in this region is a peace between two democracies, and no agreement can ever be respected unless it is accepted by the people. So what we should look for is a democratic system, even if Mr. Arafat is cured, and I hope he will be cured. There should be a democratic system, and as I said, agreements that will be respected are the ones that are accepted by both people and that are not imposed by one side, from one side on the other.
Baria Alamuddin, would it be likely viewed in the Arab world that the post-Arafat era might actually represent a turning point in the Israeli-Palestinian process and relations?
Yes, I think to a certain degree, yes, because don't forget Arafat was a man who ruled in a way which to many people was not as democratic as they would like it to be. He was a man who took a certain view of things, being the huge personality he is and being what he represents. This is a man who gave his entire life to the struggle, to the Palestinian cause. So yes, in a way, I think yes, they would look for a turning point in a way, not I think only in the Arab world, but in the world at large. Some people, unfortunately, view Mr. Arafat in the West as an obstacle and try to demonize the guy. I think this is wrong. Nevertheless, I hope and I pray at this point for Mr. Arafat's recovery.
All right, there we must leave it. Baria Alamuddin here in the studio in London, and Mustafa Barghouti in Ramallah. Thank you both very much for joining us. Some uncertainty over the Palestinian leader's health, but also in the US presidential election. And that is contributing to the recent shine in gold markets. Investors